What's up, y'all? It's Lisa Bonet, and I'm back with another video. Thank you guys so much for tapping into Bonet Media. Make sure you smash that like button, you guys. Share out this live, and let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. I hope y'all feeling the vibe. Go ahead and subscribe, y'all. Did y'all know that Rashana Landfair? You may not even know her by that name, but it is one of, I think it's the most viral victim of R. Kelly. Okay. Um, and this is 25 years coming, okay, that she has been silent. And she came out with a memoir. And I wanted you guys to get a little detail about what she did and what it's about. Now, we are also going to talk about Azriel and Joycelyn Savage, and I mean, Azriel Clary and Joycelyn Savage. And like I said, one of the first, because there were many, probably many others, right? But what I'm saying is the ones that grabbed the headlines, okay, and kind of brought the most attention. So I would say that Rashana Landfair was one of the first, and one of the last was Azriel Clary and Joycelyn Savage. Okay. Now, the reason why Joycelyn Savage and Azriel, well, I'll just say Joycelyn and Azriel were able to happen was because he was acquitted in 2008 with the charges that included Rashonda Landfair. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it might have happened between 98 and 2000. And there was a video clip that was going around. I forgot how long it was, but it got around. Okay. Everybody was watching this clip or this video. Now, let's go ahead and get into some of the details in this. And it's sad that he was allowed to reign as the R&B king and hide behind the music, the fame, the sex, and the silence, right? Now, he was convicted and sentenced for obstruction of justice and ex abuse charges. Okay, you guys? Now, and you already know the other one, okay? We're not even going to mention that. Now, let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. Hold on. Let me take this down. Now, I wanted to go ahead and bring up the article about her memoir and what's going on with that, okay? Hold on, you guys. Because I got to make sure you guys can hear me. Make sure you smash that like button. I know it's late, y'all. I know it's late. But I'm just now getting on here. And I won't keep y'all long. All right, so let me go ahead and bring up this article. Green hearts in the chat if you can hear me. I ain't even on the comments. Damn. Okay. All right, you guys can hear me. All right. Let's go ahead and pull this up, you guys. Let me see. And let me make sure you guys can see it as well. Thank you. Thank you, one T beautiful. All right, so you guys can see this right here. And it says R. Kelly's accuser, Rashana Landfair, announces memoir, Who's Watching Shorty? Okay. Now, this memoir is supposed to come out February of 2026. So this month. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. And it's because the book is launching, okay, that there's probably so much attention on it now because this was published on November 18th of 2025, okay? But because the book is to launch this month is the reason why, it's back in the headlines, okay? So this is, I guess, the front cover of her book. And it says Rashonda Landfair, whose testimony contributed to R. Kelly's ex abuse conviction, has penned a new memoir, Who's Watching Shorty, unpacks Landfair's experience of being a victim, subject to public opinion, and growing up in an environment that made Kelly AB possible. The beautifully brutal memoir will debut in February of 2026. Okay. Now, it says here that Rashana Landfair, a woman whose testimony contributed to R. Kelly's is ready to tell her own story on her terms. Landfair, known as Jane Doe during the disgraced R&B singer's trial, was the 14-year-old in the child video that led to Kelly's convictions on racketeering and trafficking. Now, in her forthcoming memoir, Who's Watching Shorty, Landfair will reflect on the experience of being a victim subject to public opinion, growing up in an environment that made abuse possible, okay? And learning to reclaim herself from the lasting shame the abuse imposed on her. So victims suffer way after it's said and done, right? Whether the A beer is removed or not, they still go through it, right? I'm glad that she did come out with this book. You know, um, it looks like she's stepped into her own name because for 25 years she's been Jane Doe. She was 14 when this happened to her. And with the release of her memoir and her first full interview, she's no longer speaking from behind sealed court documents or like a blurred out footage. She's speaking as a woman who survived a decade long AB relationships tied to one of the most notorious figures in music. He was once known as the king of R&B. I mean, I don't know if he still has that title, but you know, and let's be clear, this story didn't start with scandal. It started with talent, family, and dreams that had nothing to do with the fame. Because remember, she came from music, real music, like Chicago roots. Her father was a professional guitarist. Her mother sang gospel. Okay. So, and remember, she was introduced to Kelly through her what? Her auntie or her auntie Sparkle, I think. Yeah, that's how it all went down. So let's go ahead and let me see. And this was a young girl who was surrounded by art. You know what I'm saying? Music, talent. Now her aunt Sparkle was a rising star at the time too, right? So she was trying to get her foot in the door with real industry connections. So she had connections. And that's what led Rashonda to R. Kelly, who at the time was crowned the king of R&B. Now I don't know if he still got that title or not yet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was a musical genius. He was a hit maker, you know? And obviously people trusted their children with him, right? Now let R. Kelly tell it. He said that Azriel, yes, Azriel parents and Joycelyn parents sold their children, handed their children over to R. Kelly. Yeah. Now I think Joycelyn was of age, barely legal, but Azriel was definitely under that threshold. Okay. I'll just put it like that. This is where everything went left, right? Because while the public saw opportunity, she was just 14 years old. That's a kid, you know? So let's go ahead and let me see. And you know what? When a man with power, and you know what, tells you that he's going to change your life, you feel me? That would make even one of the strongest people, right? Probably bite at that. And you're 14. You really don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't really know. But the abuse wasn't just like physical, it was psychological, emotional, and spiritual. And the worst part is that it was documented, it was filmed, it's preserved, and it was weaponized. And it was weaponized, right? So let me go ahead and pull this up because let me see the exact date. Hold on, y'all. And I'll be in the comments. Let's see the exact date that this is coming out so I can make sure I let you guys know. Let's see. Okay, so it says, Who's Watching Shorty begins by outlining a pattern from her family members, music business executives, social services, and law enforcement of looking away when it comes to R. Kelly or to Kelly. He had fame and celebrity on his side, Lanphier notes in the book synopsis, which ultimately enabled the AB. And there she is now. Okay. So I mean, I think she's strong and I think she's resilient. And I think she's brave too as well. Besides beautiful, because what does beautiful have to do with it, right? But there she is there. She said, What was it like to be a young teenager, emotionally still a child, and be caught up in his orbit? Why did she believe he loved her, despite how badly he treated her? Why did she keep his secrets for so long? The synopsis asks. This book is an insider's view from the girl, now woman, that R. Kelly called his goddaughter, the man to whom she lost her virginity. her voice, her freedom, and nearly her life. In the years he had her under his perverse control. Let me see. So Lamfair's memoir aims to inspire bravery, but more importantly, encourage readers to look after their loved ones. It's also a way for Lamfair to own her own identity once again. After testifying as Jane Doe in Kelly's trial, she's speaking out under her own name and in a way she sees fit. She says, I wrote the book because I want other young women to know that no matter what has been done to you or what you have endured, it was not your fault. Lanfair says in a statement to people, show yourself some grace and healing will begin. So I think that's great. I really do. And I'm proud that she came out and she got through this. Like I said, brave, resilient, and beautiful. Okay. So congratulations to Rashana. Let me see. I was trying to get an exact date. Okay. Now, we know R. Kelly was convicted on numerous federal charges between two trials. One was held in 2021 and 2022, including racketeering, extravaging, and enticing a minor to engage in immoral activity. He is currently serving a 30-year sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution in Butner, North Carolina. And this is also kind of on the heels of the Epstein files coming up. And this should be insight and like a warning to like the generations to come that will be, you know what I'm saying? Don't be part of this type of behavior because this could be you in, you know what I'm saying, 10 years, 20 years from now. Because I bet you these people never thought that far ahead that this would live on forever. And eventually, a generation or a time would come where this would be revealed and not accepted by the masses, right? So her book hit shelves on February 3rd and is available for pre order or whatever. So, February 3rd, y'all, that's 2 days away. So yeah, like I said, I'm glad that she came out and maybe I'll support her and get that. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to read it, but we'll see, you guys. We'll see. Okay. But you have to think about this because while R. Kelly continued to sell records and collect awards, Rashana lived with the weight of being publicly associated with one of the most infamous crimes in music history without being held, but without being allowed to speak, right? Imagine growing up in a world and the world has seen your trauma, but you never had a voice. You know, that kind of silence doesn't protect victims, it cages them. And yet here she is, right? And yet here she is. So I'm just happy that I'm, you know what I'm saying? That's a good thing to see that healing and things like that. And she's no longer like a blurred face or, a case number. And I feel like in a way it doesn't just recount her AB, but it maps survival because that's what she had to do. It tells a story of what happens after the headlines fade and the victims are still suffering silently, right? The courtrooms close down and society moves on. So, yeah, not a Jane Doe, not as a tape, not as collateral damage, but as a woman who survived, spoke, and healed. And that's kind of like what happened with Azriel in the end, because I see both Azriel and Joycelyn too as survivors, and they were the last victims, right? And I know Rashana probably wasn't the first. I mean, come on now. She was one of the ones that made the headlines, one of the first, right? But who knows how many victims R. Kelly really has. That's why, duh, he's doing 30 years. They didn't just find one picture. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just find one victim. So let me go ahead and pull this up, you guys, because I wanted to kind of go through what Azriel and Joycelyn went through, because all three of these young women now, two of them when it happened were not young women at all. And the reason why I say that about Joycelyn, because I think she was around 20 or 21 when she met R. Kelly. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and pull this up for you. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Welcome, welcome, you guys. What's up? Let me go ahead and get to this one. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me pull up a picture of her, better yet. I kind of need to bring this up. So I know y'all remember Joycelyn and Azriel, okay? These were, and I don't even want to say girlfriends, but these were literally, when you look at it, R. Kelly's last two victims. Girlfriends my ass. Because what I'm about to take you through, girl, it's going to be, they went through an emotional roller coaster for sure. Now, Joycelyn stayed more in the background. So I don't know if she continued to see R. Kelly. We ain't heard from her or seen from her since. Okay. But let me go ahead and pull up this video. Azriel was more outspoken. She did interviews. And after she left, we followed her for a little while on her social media platforms. But then, she kind of faded out with that. But hold on, you guys, so I can bring this up. All right, so let me see. Let me go to this video. So I can catch you guys up to speed on exactly what happened with R. Kelly, okay? All right, so hold on, y'all. And thank you guys so much for tapping in for the early morning, late night, after hours live. Okay, let me pull this up. I don't know if my tea is still hot. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let me make sure you guys can see this too. Now, before R. Kelly was arrested for the final time and never saw the light of day again, he was arrested in March 6th of 2019. Okay. He was arrested on $160K child support. And I think he knew what was coming. I don't know. But let me see. Let's go ahead and get into this. Wait a minute. What happened? Let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay, you guys, hold on. Because what? Let me see. So, did I not get that video? Wait a minute, y'all. Let me see something. Let me pull up the video, you guys, because I don't see it. Although I want to show you the interview that he did. Oh no, wait a minute. Hold on. R. Kelly, I think, arrested. I don't think that's it. All right, you guys, hold on. Oh, maybe this is it. All right, hold on. Oh yeah, it is. Duh. You guys take a listen.
Hey, last one down buys the Ultras.
You're on.
The ongoing story involving R. Kelly. This entertainer is back behind bars tonight for $160,000 in unpaid child support payments.
And the interview with Gayle King today is unlike anything I think any of us have ever seen. He has been trending for much of the day after that sit down where he lost control of himself. It is the first time that we're hearing from Kelly since he was charged with 10 counts of felony aggravated sexual abuse last month in Chicago. The family of 23-year-old an Atlanta woman claims that their daughter is being brainwashed and is part of a sex cult with the singer. Kelly spoke specifically about Joycelyn Savage during the interview. Here's what he had to say.
What kind of father, what kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man? How come it was okay for me to see them until they wasn't getting no money from it?
You're saying the parents handed their daughters, Azriel and Joycelyn, over to you? Is that what you're saying to us?
Absolutely.
All right, Jennifer Bellamy now joins us with that family reacting to the strong words and other claims from R. Kelly.
Yeah, Jeff, during that interview, Kelly said Joycelyn's father brought her to his show and spoke with a friend to get his daughter on stage with the singer. But Joycelyn's father, Timothy, disputes that. He says Joycelyn was already working toward a singing career, and Kelly's manager came to the family's boutique to see her perform. The concert was to give her an idea of what it's like to get out in front of such a large crowd. Now, today, he said he found Kelly's claims that he would sell his own daughter heartbreaking.
I love my daughter to death. I love all my kids. Me and my wife been married over 23 years. It hurts me so much to hear that being said. And it's just speechless to hear that saying that we would sell our kids. That's unheard of.
And about 30 minutes after that news conference, representatives for the Savage family said that Joycelyn contacted them, and they posted this video of that call online.
I'm just letting you know, I need you guys to understand that I'm very happy.
How will we know you're happy when we don't hear from you in 2 years?
Well, I have to go now.
I love you, Joycelyn.
That I love you from Joycelyn's 11-year-old little sister. The family not buying that she's okay. Her middle sister saying that Kelly is mentally destroying her. Now, later on this week, CBS is planning to air another interview, this time with Joycelyn Savage and Azriel Clary, the other woman currently living with Kelly in Chicago. The Savage family attorney says that they will respond once again when they have a chance to see what their daughter says during that interview.
Now remember, they ended up living with R. Kelly in the Trump Plaza, the Trump Towers. Remember that, okay? Both of them ended up living with him. And he was A-Bing both of them, okay? And brainwashing them because they were doing whatever he told them to do, okay? He had them living a very, very dysfunctional life and abusive, okay? He was beating them with shoes and doing all kind of stuff. So like I said, they ended up at the spot with him at Trump Towers. Now, the interview that the newscaster was referring to, let's go ahead and get into that first. And then we'll get into the altercation, I'm going to say, between Joycelyn and Azriel, because it got nasty, all right? It got nasty, y'all. When they fell out on Mad Day, when he went to JAIL and they had to eventually move out, it wasn't until they had to move out of Trump Towers and R. Kelly went to jail. Everything just fell apart. But as you can see from this clip that I just showed you, like I said, we ain't seen or heard from Joycelyn since. She decided to stick by her man, if I could say that. Okay? I guess she continued to see R. Kelly. I don't know, but all I know is we heard a lot from Azriel, okay? But we heard nothing from Joycelyn. We don't know where she at now. We don't know where she's at now. And she ran from her family like the plague. Like they kept her in a cage somewhere without food and water. Something was going on. But you heard R. Kelly say, well, y'all, they sold their children to me. Now, do we know if that's true or not? No. Something is not right, even if we don't take it that far. Like, you feel me? Now, with Joycelyn, like I said, she was an adult. So even if her family wanted to keep her from R. Kelly, they could not. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, I'm kind of banking on my memory. But even if her mama and daddy didn't want her to, even though they was the ones, weren't they the ones that hooked it up in the first place? They were looking for an opportunity. But how was it taken too far? Because I think we can all kind of relate. You know what I'm saying? If you had some big R&B, if it wasn't R. Kelly, if it was somebody else like your fave, You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you got to look at everybody with a side eye, I guess. We can understand how you got there in the first place, but how it came this far to where we don't even know where Joycelyn at. Whole thing. Right? And then everything Azriel went through, she was a minor. She was an A minor. Okay? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. What's up, Amy? Welcome, welcome. Peace, love, and elevation and prosperity. Blonay, LA. Mod Squad. What is up, and beautiful ones? What's up, beautiful? In and out doing late night, early AM laundry. Just got back from my mama's, helping her through the snow a couple days. Oh, okay. Tired, but saw you were going live, so okay. He was like, what the hell is she doing? Azriel and Joycelyn have been too long since we've had an update on these young ladies. I know. Hey, Blonay and chat. I always wondered what happened to her after all these years. I know. I never knew what she looked like. If you're talking about Rashana. Now, if you're talking about Joycelyn, exactly. We don't know. Like, you act like I'm not just like saying that. What is up, Black Orchid? Hey, y'all. All right, you guys, hold on. Let me make sure you hit that like. All right, so hold on, y'all. Now, let me give you a few clips of R. Kelly interview, okay? Now, he did the interview in March 6th of 2019. Or at least this is when it was posted, okay? Hold on, y'all. I know this thing ain't making me, oh, hold on. Okay, you guys, let's get into this. He proclaims his innocence and is wondering why everybody tripping. Okay. Unhinged is what it reads. You guys take a listen to this. This is CBS News, guys.
Some moms want to build income from home. They just don't want to post, pitch, or be online all the time. That's exactly why Amazon Zero is catching on.
I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and, and seeing things on the blogs and, I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God. All of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one,
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong. when it comes to women that I apologize. But I apologize in those relationships. At the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
The 6-part series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them.
Yeah.
Are you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have,
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife, Kitty Jones, Lisa Van Allen, Lisette Martinez, Jerronda Pace, Faith Rogers, Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you? That you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2008, R. Kelly was found not guilty on 14 counts of child pornography after prosecutors in Chicago failed to convince a jury that he was a man seen in a sex tape with a girl as young as 13.
What do you want to say to your fans?
Last month, Kelly was indicted again, this time charged with aggravated criminal sexual abuse of 4 women, including 3 who the charges say were minors at the time. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never?
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've read.
I'm going to tell you something, Gail. There's one thing. I'm going to tell you something. What the women
said about you.
What women said about me. What women. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely.
Do you see how this man pushed the blame and twisted the narrative? So no accountability. All right. I mean, he was doing the most. He was doing the most. Talking about you were saying I had women trapped in the basement. You did. I was starving people. You were. Azriel came out and told it all. Besides the list of women that she just said, they went into detail. Gayle King was being nice. Those women went into detail. Rashana had to testify. Jane Doe for the past 25 years. All those claims in that documentary, he dismissed them like a classic narc. He played the victim and took no accountability. He looked her dead in her eye. Was like, no. Have you ever slept? No. That's sick behavior. That's sickening. And then he said he don't even know what a cult is. What you was doing? I could see what you was doing. It's a lot of cult-like behavior that be going on. We was just talking about that the other day. Like, people allowing themselves to be manipulated, to allow things to perpetuate and to keep going. Like, You heard it. You looking at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You feel that people have maligned your character?
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive. But I'm alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well,
how stupid would it
never
be
held
for
anybody.
R. Kelly, with all I've been through in my way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. Why, how stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were
That's
holding.
stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle.
Robert,
stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me.
$30 He said we assassinated him. He is the survivor. You, sir, are a monster. And those women describe despicable things and conditions. Some of what I remember is they had to wear baggy sweats. They all had to wear a certain outfit. They couldn't show anything. He would hit you when he wanted to, beat you with a shoe. Azriel clearly told us, all we need to hear is one. We don't need to have a recount of, you know what I'm saying? 5 victims, 4, 1. And we've heard from at least a dozen. The man is serving 30 years. A 13-count indictment returned July 11th in the U.S. District Court in Chicago charges Kelly with producing and receiving and enticing a minor to engage in criminal activity. The indictment accuses Kelly of engaging in acts with 5 minors and recording some of the AB on multiple videos. The indictment also charges Kelly with conspiring to intimidate victims and conceal evidence in an effort to obstruct law enforcement, including an investigation in the 2000s that resulted in his trial in 2008 in Cook County on state child charges. Rashana Landfair. From his first victim, one of his first victims, I apologize, one of the most viral victims, that's why I put the most viral victim, because there were many, many others. Not trying to add nothing or take nothing away. Okay? Now, the reason why he could walk away from that is because she did not testify. Okay? She was afraid. It was a whole lot of. For those who were there, were there. If not, take my word for it. right? Kelly was indicted on the following charges: 1 count of conspiracy to receive 2 counts of receiving 4 counts of producing 5 counts of enticement of a minor to engage in criminal alcohol activity, and 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice. The indictment also charges the following 2 former employees of Kelly's music business: Darrell McDavid, 58, of Chicago, 1 count of conspiracy to receive child, 2 counts of receiving child, 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice. And Milton Brown, also known as June Brown, 53, of Chicago, 1 count of conspiracy to receive okay? A separate full federal indictment was also unsealed in the Eastern District of New York, charging R. Kelly with racketeering for allegedly operating a criminal enterprise that promoted Kelly's music and recruited women and girls to engage in illegal activity. Kelly is an award-winning recording artist and record producer who has operated various music businesses in Chicago. According to the indictment in the Northern District of Illinois, Kelly met the 5 victims in the late 1990s. Kelly engaged in sex acts with the victims while they were all under the age of 18. And he created numerous explicit videos with 4 of them, the indictment states. Okay? Yeah, and it goes on. But I just wanted to give you a little insight, okay? Because there's so much more. Now, forgetting all that, but the mandatory sentence of 5 years in prison and a maximum of 20. The maximum sentence for enticing is 10 years. So they gave him the full everything. They gave him the 20 and the 10. From one of his first victims to his last victims. Right? Let's go ahead and get into those, you guys. Hold on. Because they, Azriel and Joycelyn did an interview too, okay, with Gayle King. This was all a setup, okay? They were under the control of R. Kelly. R. Kelly put them up to this video, so you guys know that beforehand, okay? Let me go ahead and pull that up. Let me see, guys. Okay, let me go ahead and pull that video up. Of their interview with Gayle King as well. Now, R. Kelly did that interview on March the 6th of 2019, and Azriel and Joycelyn did theirs on the next day, March the 7th, okay? Let's go ahead and get into this. And remember, R. Kelly put them up to this. They did not do this on their own by any means. He controlled these women. He AB'd these women. Let's go.
Okay.
And I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
No, I wouldn't, but
Okay, then.
So no, you're
next
right.
question.
No, you're right. I would not, but this is a very different circumstance.
It's
And
not
I
a
think
different
it's a fair
circumstance. There are
question.
people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends. It's no different.
Do both of you all believe you're in love with him?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Should your
No.
parents be concerned?
No.
Why?
Well, my parents knew where I have always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azriel. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azriel, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R. Kelly when she was 17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take sexual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do sexual videos with R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
Your
they're
parents,
scamming.
you're saying the same as saying?
Well,
you're
both of
saying-
our parents are basically out here to trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that your parents are trying to get money from R. Kelly.
Okay.
Because your father told a very different story
Yeah.
to me last night.
Yeah, he's the manipulative. He's very manipulative. So he's the one you need to watch out for. But my dad and my mom, they started to send threats to both me and him. They said, oh, I'll put all your naked pictures all over the world. I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin him. If he doesn't send $20,000 to this bank account by Monday, oh, I'm going to put everything out there and then $10,000 after that. You're trying to solicit me like I'm some hoe. I'm not. I'm your child.
Exactly.
Yeah, you sound very angry with your parents. You sound very angry and very pained. Tell me, Azriel, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys are believing some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. And if you can't see that, you're ignorant and you're stupid.
She literally broke down. And this is because she is lying, okay? She's very defensive, angry, lashing out. She calls her dad a liar. No, she's lying. Now, she may not be lying about everything, but this was all a setup by R. Kelly. He would have never let these two do an interview a day after him without some coaching and practice. But she did this to her own parents and painted them in that light and knew that it wasn't true. This is why she's breaking down. This is why she's breaking down. Yes, exactly. You said Azriel and Joycelyn stuck by R. Kelly through the duration and the aftermath. To me, those were the saddest stories of all the other than all the others. Exactly. Then the one he tried to turn into a boy, what I saw on Surviving R. Kelly, yeah. I was covering this and I was following it in real time. Like it was a lot more on TMZ, y'all. Okay. But yeah, this is oh man. And I don't have the video, but what she said that he was doing to them, y'all, y'all, let's go.
As because you want to be, or because that's the world we live in. Negativity sells. Gossip is what sells. Rumors are what sells.
But Joycelyn and Azriel, this is more than gossip. This is more than just rumors. These are decades of allegations against Robert Kelly.
We're not here to talk about decades. We're here to talk about what our parents are doing right now.
Right.
And what they're doing right now is all for money.
Right.
Now, both sets of parents deny ever asking Kelly for money or receiving money from him. You know, as I watched as I was talking to them, because I had talked to the father, there are two very different stories. I'm sure Mr. Clary, if he watches this morning, his head will explode because he has a very different version of what these young women are saying. And his team had told us that R. Kelly would not be in the room. After the interview started, he was around the corner behind them. They couldn't see him. But at points during the conversation, he would cough very loudly like that. So they were aware that he was there.
He wanted them to know that he tried to stop the interview backstage a couple times.
Yeah, a couple of times. Laz, who was taking those amazing photos that you've seen, is my makeup artist, who's also a very good photographer, as you also see. R. Kelly came up to him and said, should I stop this interview? Should I stop this interview? He never did. So the girls at some point were certainly aware that he was there. And I just wanted to say, as a mother, get your things, let's go. You are 21, you are 23, and he is 52 years old. And I know many people believe age is just a number. When you're looking at these young women, they parrot a lot of what he is saying.
It's ugly to watch, but abuse is ugly.
And that's exactly what they were doing. They were parroting what he was saying. Y'all, they were brainwashed. Now that was brainwashed. That was brainwashed. And no, Gail didn't say that he was going to stop the interview and he was back there coughing loud every time they would. Y'all, what else could they say? What else could they say? Now, after R. Kelly was arrested, he was arrested in July of 2019. He never saw the light of day again. All right? He's been locked up ever since. He has been locked up ever since. Hold on, y'all. Let me take this down. That man has been locked up ever since, y'all. Okay? Now, hold on. Let's talk about it because this man was allowed to hide under silence and shame and get away with this for 25 years plus. What part of the game is that? You feel me? What part of the game is that? That's crazy. Why was he allowed to get away with that? And if he would have been stopped back in 1998, 2000, well, when his court case was 2008, there would be no Joycelyn and Azriel. Right? And this is repeated. We see the same thing with Diddy. Let's stop playing like this was confusion. Let's stop pretending that this was complicated, because R. Kelly's crimes were not hidden. They were tolerated for decades. His abuse didn't just happen in the shadows, it happens in plain sight. Okay? Blinded by his platinum records, his sold out tours. The industry profited. They valued profit over protection. His story isn't just about one man. It's about what happens when fame becomes a shield and money becomes a muzzle. Straight up. Because the receipts are long. The evidence is there. And the timeline is damning. Like when you really look at it, this man has been through multiple trials, investigative reporting, and the explosive Surviving R. Kelly docuseries, where we all saw what many insiders already knew. Kelly used his celebrity like a weapon. He used it for access. He used it for admiration. And it was aspiring for, and he targeted underage girls systematically, repeatedly, and with chilling intention. And that ain't accidental. That's not impulsive. That is methodical. He was methodically able to move through the culture and damage all of them lives and abuse and victimize. For years, he groomed young girls who wanted to sing, who wanted to be seen, wanted a chance. He promised opportunity and delivered control. Silence, and shame. Yeah. And many of those encounters were videotaped. Because power doesn't just abuse, it documents. He documented this. And ultimately, that's how he got caught up. Right? Now, they definitely fell out, okay? Because like I said, once R. Kelly was arrested in July, it pretty much went downhill for them. Everything, it was in shambles. Everything fell apart. Their perfect plan was no more. And they were stuck. They were stuck. But you know, it didn't really blow up until they had to leave where they were staying with R. Kelly, which was Trump Towers, I think in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. So it wasn't, because they didn't have to leave right away. Like once he was arrested, they were there a good few months, maybe 2, 3, I don't know. You know, until like the I don't know if it's a lease You know what I'm saying? Like, till the lease was up. So they were there a minute. They were there like maybe 4, 5, maybe even 6 months. But once it was time for them to vacate and the money is gone, R. Kelly is locked up, they turned on each other. They turned on each other. Okay? They turned on each other. Let me go ahead and pull this up for y'all right quick. Hold on. You guys go ahead and take a look at this. And while she's on the video, no shade, but she basically gives us a walkthrough of the home that they were staying in and where they were living, where she was being abused. And remember, it wasn't just sexual, y'all. He was beating them girls. He was beating those young women. And remember, there was more. These was just, quote unquote, the last of the Mohicans. Remember, there was more that he would have living in his home. Yeah. Let me go ahead and show y'all, okay? Now, this is when they got into it. R. Kelly's girlfriends, Azriel, Clary, and Joycelyn Savage, get into a fist fight, okay? Let me go ahead and pull this up for y'all. And let me let you know where you can find this too at. Hold on. Hip Hollywood, okay? Hip Hollywood, y'all. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Hip Hollywood. All right, you guys, go ahead and take a look at this.
You disrespectful. You're so evil. I'm not evil, baby. I need to protect myself. I need to protect myself. Shit. Joy, you were sleeping on me. It's the fire. Okay. Stop. Okay. Ladies. Call the police. You got a situation up there. Come on, let go. Yeah, because you went to jail. You sleeping with me as a minor. You bitch. You with me as a minor. You're sleeping with me as a minor. You were sleeping with me. I know how to fight. I'm pressing charges too. She's crazy. I'm pressing charges too. Kimberly, I'm gonna start for you. You're going to jail, Mama. You're going to jail, Mama. I'm going to jail. Where my phone at? Where my phone at? Keep laughing, because all of y'all can be in jail together. Girl, nobody's going to jail for nothing. Nobody did that to you. Where's my phone at? The hell? You crazy. Where's my phone at?
That's all right. It's loud.
I'm going to jail.
Now, you know this is my day, right? She lets her know that you were sleeping with me as a minor, meaning that Azriel was not legal at the time that all of this started. Yes, you hear her saying, you're going to jail. Not only for the fight, for her hitting her, but for that reason too.
Well, the police are on the way, so
I just want you to burn to the kill out here. Can you grab they can grab those last two. Tell them grab those last two. I'm giving her the tomorrow. I mean,
No. Wait, the police department, I don't want to go after each other. You stay there, you stay there.
Okay, I need my
I have other residents here. Where's your phone at?
Can you check her jacket? Because that's the last place I saw it. She's pushing it away. Can you check her jacket? Can you check her jacket? Because that's not her possession right here. Ma'am, he's coming. Security is coming. I don't know you.
Open that door.
Okay, y'all. So Azriel, it seems like Azriel stayed behind. So they're in the last days where they have to leave. And you can see the boxes all around. They've been packing and whatever. But it seems like Azriel was already there. And Joycelyn comes with somebody else on the word of, because R. Kelly told her to go get my Grammys. So she was there to pick up the rest of his stuff and make sure that she got his Grammys. And this is where the clash came in with her and Azriel, okay?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet
Call my phone, Shabazz. I need to find it. Give me your phone, sir.
Yep.
No, you're
She going to jail. That's a. I got it on live, bitch. I know how to fight. It's nothing. Fighting at the fucking Trump. Go ahead. That's assault. That's assault, baby. You going to jail. You got 2 charges against you. She got 2 charges against her. 2. She got 2. She got 2. She got 2 charges. Sleeping with a minor and assault. Nah.
Yeah.
Stop, Az.
Yeah, or you're going to jail too.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna get out. So, here, give her these last little Grammys. Give her these last little bit of Grammys.
Stop.
Somebody please help her. Please help her get these last 2 Grammys. These is last 2. Give them to her. Give them to her. Give them to her.
All right, now, do you want the police call? Do you want to press charges? What do you want
I
to
do want to press charges. Please call the police. I do. Because every time she came to me, all of these people are my witness. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You messed with the wrong one. Because look, I'm 22, but I'm smart. You playing checkers, I'm playing chess.
No.
That's everything. You can go. You can go. Look, y'all. Your girl is good. Look. Oh, I'm good, baby. I'm good. Sitting over here chilling. Look. I ain't the one that's going to jail. Now, y'all got it live, baby. Look, the skeletons is coming out. Period. 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 Yup. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my French. Look, y'all, I'm going to be an advocate for women. I just apologize, but this girl really came at me with all this hand motion and did not land one single punch at all whatsoever. And truthfully, I don't give a fuck. Do I feel good? I kind of do. I ain't even gonna cap, because you know what? You know what? Rob has been lying to all of y'all. And that's the sad part about it. That is the sad fucking part about it. He been lying to all y'all asses. And he had people like me lying for him. That's why we never watched the documentary. That is exactly why. So we got on Gayle King, as stupid as can fucking be. Oh, this nigga. Get his.
As she walks through that condo or wherever they at, the house or wherever, she is realizing what has been done. She's coming back to reality. She's almost having a breakdown. Okay? She had a mental breakdown. She had a mental breakdown, but you can see like the reality is coming, rushing back into her. The blood is rushing back into her head, and she's coming back to reality. And she's getting more and more upset because she's realizing what the fuck it is. That you have been bamboozled. You have been brainwashed. You have been, what is it called? The Stockholm syndrome. Manipulated. You have been affected and influenced and manipulated and controlled and abused by more than a narcissist. Right? We have to understand that she was, I think, about 17 years old. She's now 21. And Joycelyn is 23. So that means Joycelyn was probably around 19, right? Yeah, 4 years, y'all. This is not just an overnight thing. They went through this for 4 years. And as you can see her walking through, this is where they lived at. Yes, y'all. It is absolutely sad. It really, really is. It's messed up. For years, he groomed them girls. And they both were aspiring singers. And as the years went on, the control escalated. Right? And he had like a full-blown system of the manipulation. And it was cult-like. Because they were isolated, they were monitored. The women were instructed to call him daddy. They had to ask permission to eat, permission to use the bathroom, permission to exist. That's not love. That's not dominance. That's coercion dressed up as control. And the most disturbing part is that people knew. Assistants, enablers, gatekeepers, and insiders. Folk who saw young girls waiting outside studios at the McDonald's. Y'all remember the infamous McDonald's where he would go. Shit is crazy, y'all. All because R. Kelly was profitable. Because holding him accountable would disrupt business. You know what I'm saying? Would fuck up the bag. Because protecting Black girls has never been prioritized when money is on the table. It took decades for this system to finally say enough, right? Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
These last few grand. Oh, this nigga. Get his bitch these last few Grammys. Give her these last few Grammys before I fucking break them. You better give her these last Grammys before I fucking break them. Call an attorney. Call a fucking attorney. Call a...
Believe it or not, I will draw the person you will marry. One of
fucking attorney. I want this bitch in jail with her man. You can go be Tweedledee and Tweedledum in a fucking jail cell. In a jail cell. I want this bitch in jail. Fuck all this. Hey, call the police. Call the police.
Get in the unit now or everyone goes to jail.
I don't give a fuck. You're not saying shit to me. Call the police. Call the police. Somebody call the police or I'm turning off this live and I'm calling in my damn cell. Call the police.
Your phone is under the sink, your father said.
Call the police.
Your phone is under the sink, your father said. It's in my hand. Oh, it's in her hand. I'm sorry.
Call the police. Call the police off of your phone. Tuh. Y'all want some tea, baby? This is it. Tuh. Yeah. Y'all want some tea? Call the police. Yes. Okay. So Joycelyn Savage, we both live here. She came up here with another young woman named Kimberly. I don't know who she was, but Joycelyn attacked me once in here, again out there, and it was witnesses. You can go ask Trump security. Every single time she came to me and attacked me, and I had to defend myself. So I would like to press charges immediately.
What happened? What made her attack you?
She came in here. First of all, she came up in here. She gave our keys to another woman to come up here and get her stuff. Yes, she sent Kimberly up here to get stuff.
Who's Kimberly?
I don't know who Kimberly is. It's somebody that supports him. I don't know. She's a handler. She does all his handwork from him from jail. And she came here with the keys. I didn't let her come up here first because I didn't know who she was. I told her, it's okay. I understand you're here with Joy, but if Joy needs anything from this apartment, she needs to be with you because I don't know who you are. And I'm not just about to let.
The man had handlers. Okay? Joycelyn showed up with a handler to come retrieve R. Kelly's belongings, specifically his Grammys. He even had control behind bars Definitely not over Azriel, okay? She got all the way away. She got all the way away, okay? But you can tell that she is pissed off and going through it. You know what I'm saying? Just like emotionally, psychologically, realizing what's going on. And that has to be hard, y'all. Because remember, R. Kelly was just outside walking the dog. He didn't know he was about to be arrested. They did the same thing with Diddy. Y'all remember? He went outside to walk the dog and never came back. He didn't know he was going out to get arrested. He just went outside. Yeah. He never saw the inside of that house again. That had to be a low blow. Can you imagine just going out to walk your dog or go to the store and that's the last time you see your house? You feel me? You don't left the remote control on the couch. Your food is on the table and you never come back. You never see your house again. That's how it was for R. Kelly. That's what you get. Don't worry about it, you guys. I got the fight, okay? I'm going to let y'all see it. Because in here, you can hear them fighting, but you didn't see the fight. So I'm going to let y'all see it. But hold on. Let's watch the end of this.
Let you roam where I dwell. So then Joycelyn came back up here. I was in here with people that I know, whom I trust, because I don't know what she was on or if she would have came with a weapon or anything. So therefore, I had people in here. When she got in here, she just came to get like his awards and his Grammys and stuff. And then after that, she started saying that I'm so wrong and that this and that. And I told her, Joycelyn, you're going to jail. You slept with the minor. That minor was me. You did it multiple times over and over again. And she was like, oh, I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you're saying this. All this stuff. And then she started attacking me.
Well, she hit you?
Yes.
With her hand? Was
Yes.
she using an object or anything?
Yes, she did hit me with her phone. She hit me with her hands, and she was trying to kick me.
In your face?
Yes, with her phone.
You need medical attention or you want
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Sure.
I just want to press charges immediately.
Okay, where did she get hit? In the
She
head?
hit me on my head with her phone. That's where this is. And then she was like, when she was punching me, she had her phone in my face in her hand, so it kind of like put blemishes on me, but not necessarily from like her punches or anything.
Okay. Do you have your ID?
I do have my ID. Let me find my jacket.
Is that good? Sorry, I didn't know what I was walking into.
Yeah, it's nah, what's going on?
Yeah,
This is, as you know, this is R. Kelly's girlfriend in all the news, and the other girl was the other one, and the documentary just came on, and she came here.
Hey.
So when you guys hear
What the other female's info? Do you have that?
Pardon me?
The other female?
Joycelyn Savage.
Do you have her like?
I do have her phone number.
How do you spell her first name?
Joycelyn, Joycelyn.
Savage.
Savage, Savage. Savage. Sorry.
Joycelyn came in. She wanted to take your
middle name, do you know?
I do not. I think it's Tyrese. Tyrese, I believe.
Joycelyn.
What's her phone number?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure he's gonna tell her to change her number. So she's gonna be changing it. I already know it.
Who's telling her to change it?
Robert.
She already know the routine. He gonna get her to change her number. Ain't that shit crazy how they were controlled by this man? I know that it happens, but just to actually see it, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so they left the building. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you paperwork to and we're gonna advise warrants so that if you wanted to pursue,
I do immediately.
Or judgment, you can get a warrant put out for it.
She did hit her. And she do have.
You want evidence technician take a picture of the? You're gonna stay here.
No.
We can request them.
Yeah.
She still has access to this.
R. Kelly.
Yeah. So how should we go about that type of the building? Not.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. It doesn't matter.
You're leaving.
Yeah, most likely in about a day or two.
Okay. But the evidence technician, if you want them to photograph.
Yeah, I
before,
do.
They'll come.
So you guys saw what happened, okay? You guys saw what happened. You said church was always playing R. Kelly music. Yeah. I don't think his music is banned anywhere, but I don't hear R. Kelly music like I used to. Not saying that it's not old, but we hear a lot of oldies. So you guys saw what went down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad that they were able to get away. But what they didn't realize was this was decades coming. You know what I'm saying? They were just a drop in the bucket. I don't mean to minimize it, but I mean, the way that they were like, no, not girl, this is before you was damn near born. He got 30 years because it's been going on for 30. Girl, you only 23. You feel me? And I just really, really feel for those women because they were truly victims. Truly victims. And the fact that it took decades for this to happen. In 2021, R. Kelly was convicted in a federal court in New York on racketeering and ex-trafficking charges. In 2022, another federal jury in Illinois convicted him again, this time for producing sexual abuse imagery and coercing minors into acts. Let that sink in. 2 separate trials, 2 different jurisdictions, same pattern, same behavior, same outcome. Now, he's now serving concurrent, I think 20-year and a 30-year sentence in a medium security, I don't know if it's high security or medium security federal facility in North Carolina or near there. Right? No stage, no entourage, no spotlight, just concrete walls and consequences. Concrete walls and consequences. But even now, the conversation shouldn't end with his prison sentence. And that's why we're talking about it. I mean, better late than never. I did come on a little late, but I couldn't come on earlier. Because this wasn't just about R. Kelly, right? This was about how long society allowed him to operate. I'm going to show you guys the fight, okay? Hold on. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Thank you guys for tapping in and being in the after hours with me, okay? I'm bringing you another banger. A blown A banger. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to show y'all the fight. Now it's slowed down. Of course, it's not at regular speed, y'all, okay? And this video is way back because I covered this way back. So I'm literally going to take y'all back. All right? Okay, hold on. Here we go. You guys go ahead and take a look at this. Joycelyn Savage, one of the last women to be in a relationship with RK, besides, of course, Azriel Clary, who testified for the prosecution in the trial against RK, which he was found guilty of 8 counts of sex trafficking and 1 of racketeering in New York, and he'll be sentenced in May. Now, shortly before and after the verdict that put her king behind bars. Hold on, y'all, because it looks like it's stuck. Let me see if I can do it like this. And she has a message and a warning. She wants us to know that R. Kelly is her man only, and she plans to stick by him. Although we thought that she would testify for. Y'all, hold on. Let me refresh my page, okay, guys? Because you're not going to be able to see the fight. And 1 of racketeering in New York, and he'll be sentenced in May. Now, shortly before and after the verdict that put her king. Let me refresh my page. When you guys can hear me, lips in the chat when you guys can hear me. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me go ahead and pull up this video for you guys. You say you a night owl. Well, I'm glad somebody is, because what? How are you, Black Orchid? Thank you so much for tapping in with me. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all the fight. All right, let's go. Now you should be able to see it. Savage, one of the last women to be in a relationship with RK, besides, of course, Azriel Clary, who testified for the prosecution in the trial against RK, which he was found guilty of 8 counts of sex trafficking and 1 of racketeering in New York, and he'll be sentenced in May. Now, shortly before and after the verdict that put her king behind bars, she took to her Instagram and she has a message and a warning. She wants us to know that R. Kelly is her man only, and she plans to stick by him. Although we thought that she would testify for the defense in the R. Kelly trial, but she ended up not taking a stand and keeping her silence until now. Let's check out what she had to say. Let's make it make sense together. They want me to turn on my man so bad, but my loyalty is not up for a price. You cannot pay me to flip on my man. Everybody saw money, deals, and etc. and started talking, spreading lies, but me, I stayed down and I'm going to continue. She goes on to say, at the end of the day, I don't owe none of y'all no explanation. And when the time is right, I will respond, whether it be on YouTube or someone else's page. None of y'all knows what goes on behind the scenes. So y'all thinking y'all opinions matter. I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to speak on it until the timing is right. Y'all are going to feel real stupid and very foolish when this appeal happens and the real evidence is brought into clear his name. Y'all think y'all know everything, but just wait. And please keep the same energy when his name is cleared. And that's all, period. Now, she may have not said it like that, but that's how I see it. Now, I know y'all remember the fight they had at the Trump Tower, right? Shortly after R. Kelly was taken into custody, I did a whole video on it. Make sure you go check it out. But I got this from Joycelyn's IG, so obviously she wants you to remember it too. Talk about exploitation. Anyways, go ahead and check this out. But sometimes TMZ can be a hater. I might have to take it down. Harvey, just let me use this short clip. Hey. Look, I have no dog in this fight. I'm just here to deliver the Did y'all see it? Did y'all see it? You say how somewhat is and somewhat bad taste to play RK music in church these days. Heck, radio stations not even trying to get backlash on playing his music these days. Exactly. That would be a horrible idea. That would be a horrible idea. Did you guys see it? I'm going to show it to you one more time, okay? Pay attention to when I'm talking, because that's when you can see it. And then when they start talking, I slow it down. So I'm going to rewind it a little so y'all can see. Y'all got to peep out the scene. Shortly after R. Kelly was taken into custody, I did a whole video on it. Make sure you go check it out. But I got this from Joycelyn's IG. Okay, so here it goes, y'all. Y'all see it from here? All right. Here we go. Because there go Azriel. And then the other one is Joycelyn. So obviously she wants you to remember it too. Talk about exploitation. Anyways, go ahead and check this out. But sometimes TMZ can be a hater. I might have to take it down. Harvey, just let me use this short clip. Hey. no dog in this fight. I'm just here to deliver the messy in these streets. But I will say this. R. Kelly remains behind bars, and R. Kelly separately is still facing trial in Chicago on child X images and obstruction charges. He is also due to face X abuse charges in Illinois and Minnesota. And that's upcoming still. All right, y'all, we pretty much know the rest of the information. I just wanted to show you guys the fight. All right. Now, the fight was in January of 2020. Okay. But I did want to let you guys know that eventually Azriel, after she took everything in and kind of, what is it called when you processed everything, and she realized that she needed to, just come forward and say that she lied and just come all the way out with it, okay? Because she, unlike Joycelyn, decided to break all the way away from R. Kelly and admit the truth, all right? We haven't heard from Joycelyn since, okay? Let me go ahead and show you this clip of Azriel goes back onto get the Gayle King and essentially, literally apologizes, okay? And gives us a little more insight into what she went through and why she lied. All right, so hold on, y'all. Let me pull that up for you guys. Thank you guys so much for keeping me company, hyping me up in the chat. Shout out to my mods and my members. Well, I don't think I have any mods, but that's okay. What time is it here on the West Coast? 2:43, y'all. All right, 2:43 a.m. That means it's about 5:43 somewhere. So good morning. Good morning. All right, y'all, hold on. Let me go ahead and pull this up so I can play this for you. And we're going to look at a short clip of Azriel apologizing to Gayle and explaining exactly what happened on the interview that she had did with Joycelyn. And mind you, this is September, almost damn near October of 2021. Okay, so we're almost a full year. Okay, hold on. Almost a year and a half, maybe. Okay. Yeah, no, 19, 20, 20. 2 years. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Hold on, y'all. Make sure you smash that like button, you guys. Share out this live. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Where is it? Okay, let's go ahead. R. Kelly accuser Azriel Clary says he coached girlfriends prior to the explosive 2019 interview. Let's get into this. And let me tell you where we're at. Let me see, guys. And let me make sure you guys can see it as well. CBS Mornings, okay? Let me pull this up. You guys go ahead and take a look.
Was still living with R. Kelly. We spoke with her again yesterday. It's her first interview since was committed against her, including transporting a minor. Welcome back to CBS Mornings. We have more of our exclusive interview with R. Kelly survivor Azriel Clary. A jury convicted Kelly this week of 9 charges. Now, 5 of those related to crimes committed against her, including transporting a minor across state lines to engage in sexual activity. Clary, who is now 23 years old, says Kelly abused her verbally and physically for years. The first time we met her, she was 21 years old and she was still living with R. Kelly. We spoke with her again yesterday. It's her first interview since the trial.
Come on in, Azriel. Well, you look good.
Thank you. So do you.
Have a seat. I'll just start with this. I'm really glad to see you again because I wasn't sure I'd ever get to talk to you again.
I'm very happy to be here and see you again as well.
It feels like a full circle moment to me.
When we first met Azriel Clary in March of 2019, she had been living with R. Kelly for almost 5 years and was one of his fiercest supporters.
Because you guys don't know the truth. You guys are believing some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money.
Clary and another woman, Joycelyn Savage, told us then that they were in a relationship with the embattled R&B singer. But Clary left the apartment she shared with Kelly in Chicago 7 months after our interview.
I was lost and I felt invisible, and I gave someone that control over me to basically make me do whatever it was that they wanted me to do and act however they wanted me to act.
During R. Kelly's trial, she testified that he began sexually abusing her when she was just 17 years old.
At the time of the interview with us, were you afraid when you were sitting there talking to us?
I was. He did his interview first.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
He came in and he told us to be angry and be upset, and she's gonna try to do this and you gonna.
Oh, he told you that?
Yes, and so we came in angry.
So he told you be angry?
Yes, and I was scared because I was like, I don't want the world to see me this way. I don't. I'm loving. I'm caring. I'm compassionate, and no one got to see that side of me.
Yeah, it's interesting because your dad called me after and said, that is not my daughter. That is not who she is. That is not how she speaks. That is not what she believes. During the trial, you testified that you said, I was not honest in the interview that you did with us.
Yeah.
What were you not honest about?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Yes. You know, before that interview, he had us practicing every single day.
Practicing what?
Answering questions. And if he didn't like our answer, he would tell us exactly what to say and how to say it. So anytime you mention anything,
Azriel, I'm stunned by this.
Yeah.
So anytime you mention
anything about sexual preference, we already know to say, I'm not here to talk about that.
You see how she pointed to her head? Had them straight on one. Had them gone in the mind. She said that she was coached and she was scared. Because remember, he was right there. So the control never left. She said she felt invisible, y'all. But I'm glad that she came back and told us the truth. What we already knew, like, girl. You know what I'm saying? We still never like a day after his, like, come on now. Resilient, brave, and beautiful. I mean, she was literally a minor.
Because that's what he told us to say every single
And that's exactly
time.
what you said.
First of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life, and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom.
So when the interview was over and you all go back to his apartment, the three of you, what is the conversation?
He was so happy.
He was happy.
He was so happy. He was like, you guys did amazing. You did so well. You carried yourself so well. I believe he even
got food and wanted to celebrate. That's how happy he was with that interview. And I was just there like, wow.
What did he think about how he came across in the interview?
Believed that he had done well. He felt like he had really made a great reflection of himself and where he was in life, and how all these women were lying on him, and how all these people were just, out to get him, and that sympathy card that he just loved so much.
Did you ever have conversations when he wasn't around to say, this is not good, this is not healthy, we got to get the hell out of here? Did you ever have any conversations like that?
I feel like a lot of people tried, but everyone always got beat over it because he was very good at manipulating a situation. So even if he knew or not, he would basically say, he could come in this room right now and he would say, I've already spoken to Joy. She already told me exactly what you guys have been talking about. You have 5 minutes to be honest, or you're going to be thrown around this entire room. Everything that we were living in had become very normal. And I had to break out of that. I had to realize that this is actually abnormal.
Yeah, the dysfunction was so prevalent that after a while it did feel normal to you?
It did, because it was not only me, it was other women who were older than me. When I met him at 17, he had 4 other women. And so these women are all normalizing his actions. And then you have assistants normalizing his actions, and you have workers and security and everyone else that normalizes it. So me being very young at that time, I just learned to normalize it.
What do you think anybody could have said or done to help you leave the situation sooner?
Nothing.
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 The classic enablers. What we hear in every story. Okay? Every time somebody is brought to justice, it's the same thing. This is the same as in the Diddy trial. Right? The dysfunction and abuse became normal. The same enablers, go along and get along gang, the flying monkeys, who are in it for the money, in it for themselves, scared to talk, scared to breathe, or they're a victim themselves. You had people that were on the outside looking in, and then you had people that were actually on the inside, getting their ass whooped and getting abused, being violated sexually, emotionally, psychologically, verbally. She had almost been with him for 5 years of her life. You think she ain't still going through some right now? Man, this is crazy. And it don't stop with R. Kelly. It did not stop with R. Kelly. Diddy as well. You want to know someone else? Ray J. His link to R. Kelly. His link to R. Kelly. His link to Diddy. Right? Yeah. He came out recently within about maybe a few months ago and let us know and confess that Diddy violated him. And we have to remember the age difference and gap between Diddy and Ray J. And even at the time, Ray J was damn near a kid. Ray J was damn near a kid. He was Brandy's little brother. You feel me? Let's listen to a little bit more. I'm going to go into and get that Ray J video for you. Hold on, because he's been accused not only of being the dope man, linked to Whitney Houston, linked to Wendy Williams, but he has been called out for inappropriate behavior his damn self. Maybe not in the way that you would think, but inappropriate still the same. All right?
I feel like that is something that I would have had to had woken up from myself, something that I would have had to realize on myself. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize with victims, the more you try to help them, the more it upsets them sometimes, you know.
Your interview stands out because you are one of the few who we've heard who defended him so vocally and so adamantly and now ends up testifying against him. Well, your testimony was very key. Azriel, was very key. It was very graphic. It was very painful. Some of it was so graphic, the judge wouldn't even allow it to be released to the public. And I'm wondering what it was like for you sitting there, looking at him while you're testifying about what your life had been like with him.
ChatGPT, can I make money from real estate with $0?
Yes, you can make money from real.
I feel like it was very disturbing to have to relive those moments. And I don't know, a piece of me was happy because I felt like...
Happy?
Yeah, because I felt like this person no longer has control over me, you know? You don't tell me what to do and what to wear and where to go and how long to be in a room anymore, so...
I think the fact that you're sitting here today is very brave and very courageous that you would come back and sit down and want people to see who you really are.
I think it's very important. You know, even I have to take accountability for my actions. It's okay to reevaluate your life. It is okay to change your mind. You know, you are never too old to wake up and say, hey, I thought this was good for me, but it's actually not. And so I feel like that's why it was important for me to come back here and see you again, because it is okay to change your mind.
Okay, so you guys saw that. And I'm glad that she came forward and was able to work through that. You know what I'm saying? She's probably still working through it. But what we heard and know that she went through was extremely disturbing. But the fact that she felt free because she got that, you know, off her chest. And her testimony was key in the conviction of R. Kelly. So in a way, she got it's almost justice, poetic justice, right? Her testimony was key, y'all. Yeah. But like I said, let me go ahead because it didn't stop with R. Kelly. It's not going to stop with Diddy. Now, I want to show you this video of someone speaking out against Ray J. Now, was it excellent of you? No. No. But I still want you guys to see this video, okay? Let me take this down. Hold on, you guys. Let me see. All right, you guys go ahead and take a look at this.
I was 13 and smoked weed against my mother's permission.
Come on, Ray J. Understand this? He was wrong for letting me come over his house when I was 13 and smoke weed against my mother's permission. Come on, Ray J. You are the dope man. You sold Whitney the death bag. Come on, man. You the dope man. You was the dope man for Diddy and Cassie. You the dope man. You know, you the dope man. and then you got the audacity to sit there on your on your whatever that is. I guess I just seen a preview of it. Talking about some, I'm the kingpin. Oh, are you the kingpin? Let me know. Just go ahead and further incriminate yourself. Why would you say you're gonna go to the courthouse butt naked, Ray J? Ray J, why would you say you want to go to the courthouse butt naked, Ray J? Ray J, you saying stuff like that so it could be inadmissible in court. You understand? Your dog is cute.
You look like you want to play on That's So
But you know, you got to be very, very careful with, you know, how you play, Ray J. You're just saying that kind of stuff so you can be found inadmissible in court. Okay? That's all you know, you want to be inadmissible in court. You want to be deemed uncredible as a witness. So you're saying things like, oh, I'm gonna go show up butt naked and I was the kingpin. But if you're saying somebody told you right, because I'm a nigga with money, so somebody advised you right. They told you to do the Orlando Brown.
So you guys heard that. Now take it for what it's worth. It is coming from Orlando Brown. Okay. I don't know if you want to believe him. If you don't, he was a childhood star. Okay. It's not unlikely that they may have crossed paths. Hollywood is very, very small. Okay. Now, the connection that Ray J has to Diddy and what he said not but a few months ago has me scared, has me thinking. Okay. And I'm not trying to say anything is anything is anything. I'm just letting y'all see what's out there. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this up, y'all, because this is what, and nobody's holding no GU into his head. Nobody forced him to say this or anything. Okay. This man said this out his own mouth, kicking it with his girlfriend, or the girl he's dating from Love Cabin. Okay, hold on. I was gonna say the love of Ray J, but I'm tripping. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this video because at the end of the day, you guys, this is not a good look. This is not a good look. And this man out here saying that Diddy violated him. I want y'all to listen to this. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard it, but if you haven't, I'm going to remind you of what this man said out his own mouth. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Okay, you guys go ahead and take a listen to this. All right. He said Diddy took his manhood and asked, was this being recorded? Okay. He may have been on some of them Ugdrays he's been talking about lately, or why his heart is at 25%. Because you was on something in this video, brother. I don't care what you say. Or you was drunk. Blame it on the alcohol and a little bit more. And a little bit more. Y'all go ahead and take a look at this. I got to show you this before I let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all know how long ago this was too. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. In. Let me know when you guys can hear me. Green hearts in the chat. Let me bring up this last slide that I want to show you guys. And with the Epstein leak, it was disgusting. Okay. And all of this coming together is just like, what? Let me know when you guys can hear me. Green hearts in the chat. Thank you so much. And I apologize for that, Black Orchid. You are a mod. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I said that. I was just laughing when you was like, I'm not a mod, LOL, but I'm just now chiming in. I apologize. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this clip, y'all. Because what? Listen to what Ray J had to say, y'all. It's all connected. That's what I'm saying. Right? You know who else showed up in the Epstein? Like, it was Pusha T, Jay-Z. Now, we're not saying anything happened, nothing, we ain't seen that. They was just there, but y'all, it's all connected, I feel. Go ahead and take a look at, listen to this. And Ray J spent a lot of time with Diddy. That's what makes this so believable. Look, we didn't say it. This nigga said it. Let's go.
My shit, you can't hold it no more. My shit been running ever since. My so been open more than it's been ever in my life, man. When I try to fart, my shit come out. It's crazy. Bro, I've been, yo. All right, so can we get through? It's serious. That's all you gotta say. Next time you stuck behind a gate, just say, Diddy made you, like, what'd you say, Diddy? What you recording me? No, you. I told you Diddy took me.
Well, here we go once again. Celebrity news. Ray J. I don't know if he's making a joke about P. Diddy taking his backside. So, I mean, maybe it's a joke or maybe there's some truth to it. But he's making a joke out of it, you know? So, you choose how you want to take that.
Been ever in my life. Should I say I have to take everybody you got one? But girls don't do that. My shit running. Diddy took my my shit, you can't hold it no more. My shit been running ever since. My so been open more than it's been ever in my life, man. When I try to fart, my shit come out. It's crazy. Bro, I've been, yo. All right, so can we get through? It's serious. That's all you gotta say. Next time you stuck behind a gate.
And how she just sit up there trying to play it off like it's a joke. Girl, you should be over embarrassed. You should be over embarrassed. You should be more than embarrassed. You should be humiliated. That is your man, your man, your man. But the seriousness of what he's saying, I think there's some truth to it. Because why is this man hollering like a banshee with all them people out there, just all out the blue, just all of a sudden? The same man that says he's not going to live through February. Right? Y'all, this is not a good look. You know, no one checks IDs anymore. I think this shit runs deep and systematic. And the things that we are seeing that are being leaked and released are very, very alarming. They are very, very disturbing. And I just can't help but think that this is all connected. Y'all can't be serious, right? And this is the reason why we had to have this conversation. All you niggas from the 90s and beyond need to chime in. Because the shit is bananas. All right? The shit is bananas. But yeah, y'all, that is all that I have. And this is just something to think about. Okay? I think this is still going on. There are other R. Kellys out there. There are other Diddy's out there. You think they the only two? I think this is systematic in some way, shape, or form. You think there's only two of them? We've solved the problem just by getting rid of those two? And just imagine all of the victims that are out there right now. Imagine all of the victims that are out there. Right? Shit is crazy, y'all. But it seems like everybody, you know what I'm saying, has something to do with something. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what to say. I really don't. But like I said, y'all, you guys let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Because for real, like, well, that's all I got, y'all. And I'm glad that Rashana was able to, you know what I'm saying, be brave enough. Because it's been a long time coming, 25 years being a Jane Doe. So, if we get nothing from this conversation, at least we know that these young women, I think she's probably in her 40s now, her early 40s. And I think Azriel may be in her late 20s, right? It's a long road to healing, right? Hopefully they got therapy. And healing is not about forgetting, it's about reclaiming yourself. It really is. It's about reclaiming yourself. If you have ever wondered why survivors wait to speak, read her story. If you believe accountability matters, share her voice. And if you care about protecting children, stop idolizing talent over truth, right? Let's support survivors, you guys. Listen when they speak. And remember that healing basically begins when the silence ends, right? I mean, for 25 years, she was known as Jane Doe. And at the end of the day, this isn't gossip. This is reality. It really is. It's reality. But that's all I got, y'all. Okay? And like I said, I'm glad that we had this conversation. Shout out to Rashana Landfair, Azriel Clary, and hopefully, we will be able to hear from Joycelyn Savage, All right, y'all, I will be back with another video. Let me go ahead and post picture. You guys like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are feeling the vibe, go ahead and subscribe. We are on the road to 10K. I want to thank everybody in the chat, all my mods, all my members, everybody that's part of the Bloné Society. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, all right? All right, y'all. I will see you guys on the next video, all right? Until next time, America. Shout out to my VIPs, and I'll see you on the next video.